Hey guys, welcome back to Conflict Co-parenting Unplugged. Recently, I've been trying to tell you guys that I have suspicions that my ex actually is a covert narcissist. And you know what? The thing that really gets me is that it took me 20 years to figure that out. Because to the outside world, he was genuinely a nice guy. Charismatic, could talk to anybody about anything. It wasn't until years into the relationship that he would exhibit these kind of narcissistic traits. And it really started developing after we had kids and I started giving him less attention. I would notice sometimes that he would literally go out of his way to make strangers feel good, despite making us feel uncomfortable. For instance, if we were out somewhere and we were eating at a table or something like that, he would literally rush us because people are waiting. We're waiting to be polite. We need to, hurry up, get out of the way for these people. But I'm like, but you're doing it at the expense of your own children. We're basically rushing out for the expense of strangers. I never really understood his need to be overly polite to strangers. Obviously, yes, be polite, do the right thing, but not at the expense of your own family, And then later, he would start having a lot of rage issues, punching walls, throwing things in the backyard. Later on in this relationship, he started talking to me about these problems. And to be honest, I would basically kind of avoid these conversations, or I would literally just stand there and let him kind of berate me. For me, it was like a coping mechanism. Try not to have a reaction, because honestly, there was nothing I could say to fix the issues that he had. Then later on, when I started reacting to his really bad behavior, actually standing up for myself, he would literally blame me for him reacting that way. I wouldn't have to react like this if you were just like this. There were so many years I lived walking through eggshells around him because I just didn't know what his mood was going to be. He literally would walk around the house in kind of a huff, just stepping around, talking under his breath, doing the dishes angrily. So you would just learn how to tread really lightly because you just didn't know if that was going to manifest into something bigger. And at the time, I just thought it was something about stress. I just thought he didn't adapt to change well. He was just always stressed, and this is how he reacted to his stress. He didn't know how to handle his stress well. I actually never thought it was just because he was a narcissist. And you know how they say, once you figure it out, you're never going to unsee it. And honestly, everything he does now, I cannot unsee it. I was literally talking to my friend today about my son's summer baseball season and how he was basically saying that he didn't like any of the coaches, that he thought they had big egos, and he just really disliked the way they handled the season. And I just thought to myself, it's just absurd because those coaches were so humble and they were so nice. After all, those coaches volunteer their time just for the love of teaching kids. I think it's because he felt like they didn't value his input. There were several times he wanted my son to play a certain position, but I'm going to tell you the truth. My son did not want to play those positions. So my son told his coach, I don't want to play those positions that my dad wants me to play. So he didn't play those positions. And that is why he felt like these people didn't value his opinion and was undermining him, which basically is an insecurity of his, which basically leads to his narcissistic tendencies to want to have control over things that he shouldn't have control over, and him hating the fact that people don't value him. So in turn, he shows a lot of contempt and anger for them for no reason. So now every time I have interactions with him, I'm just kind of like, oh man, that is such a narcissistic thing. He is such a classic sign of narcissism. So I guess if you're listening to this, I just want to forewarn you, okay? When you encounter those nice guys out there, there is a reason why girls don't ever get with nice guys. Because at the end of the day, nice guys aren't really that nice. Now, nice is different than being kind. You can be a mean person and also be kind. I'm just saying, when they project themselves as nice, they are not always kind. That is why most women don't like to get with nice guys, because at the end of the day, they are actually not nice at all. They're actually really mean-spirited inside, and most of them turn out to be narcissists because they learn how to cover their insecurities and their need for power through their niceness. And that's how you get blindsided by a narcissist, especially a covert narcissist. And don't be like me. Don't take years to figure this out, okay? And definitely don't have children with them, because honestly, the next 10 years of my life is going to be hell. Because I've now uncovered him for who he is. If I didn't have children with him, that would be one thing. Like, I could just call it a clean slate. But I feel bad that my kids have to deal with that too. Anyway, not much of an update today, I guess. But make sure you subscribe to keep up on my latest journey of crawling through the depths of hell to get out on the other side. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.